In this tutorial, we'll show you how to set up your profile. So now that you're signed in and you've paid for your membership, I'm going to show you how you set up your profile. If you're on this main page, what you're going to do next is you're going to click on the drop-down button near your icon, and you're going to click on Dashboard. Now your profile is going to look a little different than mine as I'm the administrator. Yours will likely say author listing if you had paid for your membership, or it's going to say subscriber if you haven't yet paid for your membership. And if your profile says subscriber, I encourage you to look at our payment process, as that will give you the ability to post your directory. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and click on My Listing. And when you click on your listing, you're going to see your directory show up here. Next, you'll click on Edit. As you can see, I've already started mine, so some of the information is already added in here. Then you go through your profile and you include all of the information that you would want your prospective clients to see. Now, this first profile description is actually a 160 character description that will be SEO optimized, that will appear on the main profile listing page. So you don't necessarily have to include all of your information into this box right now. You will have another space to put all of your profile, but this is just what you want prospective supervisees to see. When you go down, you can change your profile, you can add a header background. And then you're going to click on categories. We have multiple different listings here. We have psychologists, registered clinical counselors, registered nurses. If you're an occupational therapist or a physiotherapist, you can click on supervisors from other designations if you're not listed here. Then you have the ability to show up in 3 provinces. And I do give a disclaimer here because we do add Nunavut and Yukon together. So if you click Nunavut and Yukon, you will technically show up in 4 provinces. However, you can only click 3 of these locations. If you're registered in more of these locations, you have the ability to change and swap locations as you see fit. So feel free to move back and forth between the different locations to see what works best for you and your practice. Then you can put your contact information, your website, any social media platforms that you want your prospective supervisees to see. And then this is your About Me page. So this is where you can put all of your information about you. You also have the ability to show your hours of operation, so you can put those in here. You can add in your approach to supervision, how many years you've been a supervisor, any sector experience that you have, like private practice, public sector, non-for-profit. Also, the different type of therapy experiences you have. Have you provided therapy intensive, family therapy, couples, workshops? All of this information you can click here. You can also identify the types of clinical supervision that you provide, so virtual, in-person, individual, dyadic, group, and so forth. Next, you can display your educational institutions, so you can add up to 2 degrees. Next, you have the ability to identify which regulatory bodies you are registered with, including your practice numbers. You can add up to 3 regulatory bodies. If you are registered with more than 3 regulatory bodies, I encourage you to pair up the regulatory bodies that you are registered with the provinces that you are advertising. Next, you can put in your prices. So if you offer individual, group, or virtual sessions, you can identify what those prices are. If they differ, if you only provide one or the other, just type which one you provide. Then you can identify your credentials and specializations. So the first specialized credentials could be a specific credential that you hold, such as your EMDR certified, you have an RCSW status. You can just type in what your credentials are, and then you separate them by a comma. Similar with therapeutic modalities, you can add whichever therapeutic modalities that you work from. Make sure that you add a comma between them. And similar with specialties. So this may be a therapeutic modality, but it may also include populations that you work with. Then you can identify who you supervise. So If you're an RCSW, maybe you are on the clinical registry, the general registry, pre-qualifying status, students, and so forth. You can also indicate which languages that you provide clinical supervision. And then once you have your profile created, you press Save Changes, or you can preview for more options. So you can press Preview, and then it'll show you what it will look like once it goes live. Also, I encourage you to take this step just to ensure that everything looks right so that you have the best chance to be found by your ideal supervisee.